welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here at S3. I don't mean to sit on this couch here and just continue spilling tea, but it's that type of day today, isn't it?
It isn't.
Non-committal relationships is where we're going now. Oh, what fun. Now the Urban Dictionary definition of these little things, right? They coined this new term. Now, first there was booty call.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, friends with benefits came up as well. There was even a movie called Friends with Benefits as well. And then situationship. What exactly does this term mean? And how do you know you are in a situationship? We have the most important people over here, people who have been in many situationships. Sebastian Newman and Summer Daniels are here to...
Sounds about right.
They've been, just, honestly, we've actually selected out of the entire crew that we have here, people whose DMs are the most flooded.
It's a rigorous process,
yeah,
I must say, but we found the cream of the crop indeed.
Yeah.
All the
you know
DMs.
what? It's rough out here being us. So what can we say? We carry this company on our shoulders. Shoulders.
Before we get into what we might think about it, let's just rehearse and go through what the Urban Dictionary has to say about a situationship. Now, it is defined as the following: a relationship that has no label on it, like a friendship, but more than a friendship, but not quite a relationship. All right. Does that add any clarity here?
There's no label to it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just
it is what it is. It's like an is what it is kind of moment.
That's such a situationship line. It is
what it is.
Also, I think, just personal, this is on my own views, people who are in situationships are toxic.
That is
okay.
If you red flags.
Hold on.
I'm going to say that with my hand up.
But now, isn't it fair to say that, like, some people are aware that they're in a situationship and some people are not?
So that is the thing that we were speaking about. So
yes.
Before I married my husband, so we were in a little situationship, but I didn't know we were in a situationship. He obviously knew we were in a situationship. Love him, best husband ever. He grew, as you can. Did you see that man? Yeah, chocolate.
Good save. Okay, you can say Go. Enjoy.
No. But so it's one of those things where, like you said, I didn't know we were in a situationship.
Yeah.
However, when I found it out, it's one of those things where, listen, these are my demands. Either I'm the only or there's none, right?
Summer situation is actually something else, but I'm going to tell you about that later.
Okay, I want that.
So, but it was one of those things where, in his defense, we got into the situationship because I didn't want to be with him. In grade 10, he was like, I love you, you're my wife. I was like, we're grade 10, 16 years old. We're not getting married.
But that's really sweet.
So at the age of 18, when he told me, like, okay, it's it now, like, you're actually gonna be my... And I was like, no, we're friends, lol. You know that, when we're friends.
Yes.
But you're so much more than friends at that point.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where I'm not putting a label on it. Otherwise, it means that you have to meet my parents, and then we have to go on dates, and you have to be my boyfriend. And as my husband.
There's something over here that I can tell you that is quite... It's quite pertinent, but I'll get there in a second because I did some research for all of us.
Okay.
So I must. I did so. So masterclass.com, they've put together 5 telltale signs that you might be in a situation.
Okay.
So I just
Give
want
it to
to
us.
weigh in very briefly around the room here. Number 1 is you deal with inconsistent behavior. Inconsistency is a common trait of situationships. You don't know when you'll see or hear from each other next, nor do you inquire about that. It's kind of just, it is
They
what it is.
know when to contact you, when they want to contact you.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Have you ever been like, hey, I was messaging you. Yeah, I was sleeping. I'm like, yo, but it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, WhatsApp's broken.
Yeah, I was sleeping the whole afternoon until 5 o'clock.
Tired.
It's 18 hours of sleeping. Next one is you have no long... the next one is you don't use labels. Situationships lack definition by nature, so you and your partner likely haven't sat down to discuss whether you want to be in a serious relationship or not.
Yeah, but that is true. No one wants to have that conversation these days. Like,
No commitment.
because you have to be honest, and you have to put yourself out there, not knowing what your partner thinks. Meanwhile, you've been in this situationship for so long, and I think that's what alarms me these days, is how we can be with someone for so long, yet not have any opportunity or any moment to have a conversation like that. And this is something that's actually really common. We mask the relationship and those conversations by running away from it, by doing activities, experiences, excursions. Just keep it lekker. Keep it lekker. We don't want to deal.
But have you realized when you say, like, oh, so what are we? I know, I thought we weren't going to do that. And then
Let's take a selfie, man.
No, let's take a selfie. No, you know, we weren't going to do that. But, like, that's why I said it's one of those things where you must know if you're in a situationship or not so that you can stop it.
Okay.
You must be the one to be like, listen, so what are we? Are we yay? Are we nay? Because at this point, you're just wasting my time.
That is true.
All right. Well, I've got 3 other items on this particular list of
Yes,
here
that's
from
some
masterclass.com.
research.
So I think we're going to unpack that a little later. But if you want to weigh in, please feel free. A situationship, do you know that you are in one? If you are, what are your telltale signs? Please spill the share on the WhatsApp line, please. 063 408 8863.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here on S3. We're talking about this one concept called situationships. What are they? Are they even a thing? Yes, they are. We've got 2 experts of situationships on the couch with me, Summer and Sebastian, and they are going to unpack. Now, what I was doing a little earlier is masterclass.com had 5 points that would really allude to you actually being part of a situationship. Let me recap 1 and 2. You deal with inconsistent behavior. You don't use labels. And here's number 3. You have no long-term plans. Thoughts of you don't talk about the future at all. Is this accurate?
Some humans.
You told me, like, in day 10 that we were going to get married. So, no.
So you
Okay.
weren't.
That
No,
was-
definitely. It's like, yeah, we're in the now. We're just having
Yeah,
fun.
but for others, yeah.
I can literally say that every relationship I started in, I didn't ever think about the future. It was all just about, let's just lekker now. You don't worry about that. Nah, it's not important. So it's true. I can agree with that one for sure.
So this leans onto you haven't made it exclusive as another one. You were saying like, oh, selfies and posting other.
Yes.
You don't do that. You're in a situationship.
Nobody
Is that
really
accurate?
knows about you.
Nobody...
Okay.
Why you
You're like the
hiding?
Because
side
it's
piece.
happening behind. I feel like it's happening behind closed doors. If it's happening out and about, it's like quickly with the bar. I meet you at the bar. 1, 2, 3. Anyway, I'm gonna see you later. Your
Around the
friend.
corner.
This is fascinating. Last one on this list of 5 is you lack an emotional connection. In a situationship, you likely don't have deep discussions at all.
I am a bit like on that one because I always believe one of the parties is gonna catch feelings and it's gonna
Yeah.
end in heartbreak and it's just
All the
gonna
time.
be bad.
All the time.
Okay.
It is true. I can't agree with you more. And I see these red flags often in my friendships now, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should say something. Or should they just figure it out for themselves? I don't know.
Name names.
Name people.
Don't make like you don't want to tell us now.
Speaking of names, though, there is something interesting. I'm learning so much as we're going through this. There's something that I heard you allude to called, I think it was called pocketing, right, Baz? What in earth is pocketing? Is it like pocket dialing? Like, what are you talking about?
I brought you a little bit of an up sound. Just
Okay.
to, deal with it.
All right, let's check it out.
I just learned a new dating word, phrase, something. And it's called pocketing. I'm pretty sure there's other people that have heard this before, but basically what it is when you have a situation where a person that you're dating or dealing with like avoids or hesitates introducing you or talking about you to their friends, family, and other people they know, like either in person or on social media. It's basically like you are completely non-existent in the public eye. So it just has me wondering. Wonder how many pockets I'm in right now.
You know what that is, eh?
I'm in
You know,
no
that-
pockets.
That's pocketing is basically when, people come through and you just put your phone away. Oh, sorry.
And you...
That's it. Right?
Except the phone is now the person.
That's the person in the
So
pocket.
basically, people will pocket you if they know that they are in another relationship, but they also want to keep you for later, man. Just in case this doesn't work out, then they can just be like,
Yeah,
"No,
backup plan."
us
I
things."
see. So also they could then
Wow,
also
you been?
protect
That's how you
themselves.
been.
They could protect themselves from their other partner because no one's ever going to see them with anyone in public.
Nobody knows you.
Hey, Baz, the plot thickens.
Another word for it is stashing.
But that does feel one-sided as opposed to a situationship where both of you kind of don't want to, go over the emotional stuff. I feel like it's just like if you're being pocketed, sometimes I think the person's blindsided because they don't know they're being pocketed.
Right?
Yeah.
No, but you're saying nobody knows you. The friends know you.
Ah,
The friends know you.
Are you sure?
Let me tell. Tell me the boys group doesn't know you.
I'm going to tell you guys, so I know a story of a friend of mine that got out of a long-term relationship, but she then started dating her brother's friend. Her brother, to this day, does not know.
No way.
okay, don't mention that just yet, but we'll post that on social media. I'm just kidding. It won't.
We'll tag them in the...
So a couple of voice notes that did come through, which I'm really, really happy about. Thank you for sharing. They are anonymous, of course, but let's take a listen.
So I was like seeing this guy from work, and like it was never supposed to be a serious relationship because he had already had a girlfriend. but he wasn't happy. And as you know, they all say they're going to leave her eventually. And then months went by, years went by, and he was still going to leave her. To a point, he ended up having a baby with her. And he was still seeing me, and even after that, he was still going to leave her. It was so messed up. I fell in love and I fell hard, but then I learned my lesson and I said, goodbye, mate, until next time. And he's still busy leaving her, even after the baby had been born. What a jerk.
So, well, okay,
this is a lot.
well done for disguising your voice.
Yeah, thank you for saying that.
But you know, sometimes it does get that severe, and what you need to do is know your own value. And if nobody's willing to actually expose you and say, hey, this is the person I'm proud of, you deserve better, and you should be leaving that situationship. Really, don't do it. We have more voice notes, Ryle.
Yeah, bring it on. Thank you, Carl.
So basically, I started seeing a guy in December for a December fling. Initially, I told him that I was looking for a relationship and he was not. So then I said, okay, so then let's just do a December fling. That's what we agreed on. Sure. And as time went on, he started to be a little bit more serious. We even bought each other Christmas presents. And then I felt like he then wanted, you know, us to get serious. Spoke to him about it and he just asked me to be patient with him. But then a week after that, one of my friends called him in the bar, chatting other girls up and buying them shots. And then he lied to me about it. And then we ended.
Yeah.
Someone's always gonna get hurt in the end.
That's it. Also,
Don't do it.
Don't time, man.
That was a rough one, eh?
Yeah.
Rough, yeah.
So the thing is, you will, not only that they're going to get hurt, you will get caught.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there's something about the Lord and woman. We are like gods.
The universe is very close.
Divine intuition.
God comes into your heart, into your mind, into your spirit, and he will tell you about this happenings.
Look, this conversation has been something that's both educated me, but also raised a lot of alarming flags. I've realized I need to have conversations with my friends. And maybe you have realized the same thing too, because you are now aware of a situationship you are in or somebody else is in. So I think it's because of our panel of experts right here that have cleared the air a little bit. So thank you for that, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
It's always a pleasure. And I hope that you can solve your situationship so that both of you can get the best out of it, so that it's a great relationship and not just the negative. But for now, though, we're going to keep this relationship between you and I that much better because it's time to entertain you.